When you think of a trip to London, what immediately comes to mind? Is it the iconic clock tower known as Big Ben? The changing of the guard at Buckingham Palace? What about visiting the famous Stonehenge in person? Maybe it's getting a bird's eye view of the River Thames from the London Eye, or a scenic tour through Piccadilly Circus on a signature red double-decker bus. How about an afternoon stroll through Trafalgar Square, or stopping at the legendary London Bridge? Actually, that's Tower Bridge. This is London Bridge. Shocked? So were we. This is just one of the many things we learned on our whimsical trip to London. And in this video, I'll be sharing my favorite destinations, best scenic restaurants, and a ton of helpful tips along the way. I also have a full itinerary linked in the description below. London has been at the top of my bucket list since I was a little kid. For years, I dreamed about the day I'd finally get to visit the home country of my all-time favorite band, the Rolling Stones, and my favorite actor, Alan Rickman.
You know my name, but who are you?
I'm Carrie Ann from Girl Meets Guy, and if you can't tell by my accent, I'm American. But I even used to rock a Union Jack sticker on my first guitar. For some reason, I've always felt a special connection to this country, and when my husband was set to attend a work event in Amsterdam, we knew we had to extend our stay in Europe and make a trip. We were visiting in the middle of April, and my parents, who are both retired, decided to join us for the adventure. Flying from Shannon Airport in Ireland, after an hour and 25 minutes, we arrived in London, and to say I was excited was an understatement. Double-decker bus! Obsessed. More. I love London. I'm going to jump straight into some of the most sought-after attractions most people are curious about. Stick around for my best tips on where to stay, where to eat, and some of my favorite hidden gems in London you won't want to miss. Excited for high tea?
Oh yeah.
One of our first stops was Shangri-La Hotel to visit the tallest building in Western Europe, the Shard. This sleek, glass-covered spike rises over 1,000 feet with over 95 stories. Europe is a global leader in sustainability, and London is no exception. They claim the Shard structure is made up of 95% recycled materials, and like many of these familiar landmarks, the Shard is an iconic part of London's skyline. It offers a variety of dining experiences, including TÍNG, where we were headed to try a quintessential British experience, afternoon tea, or sometimes referred to as high tea, although I don't believe this is technically correct, and maybe our British friends can let me know in the comments.
About to do high tea at TÍNG at the Shard, and I hope you can see just how amazing this view is up here. Little tip, you can pay £30 a pound to come up here to take a photo, but you might as well just book a reservation for either high tea or the Gong restaurant or one of the bars and get a drink for that money while you have the view.
Seated at a table on the 35th floor with giant windows showcasing stunning views of the city, we were offered several teas to try, including a tiered tray of finger sandwiches, scones, sweets, and other savories.
Ooh, look at that pretty color. The welcome peach tea is so good. How's the champagne, Dad?
For £10, or you could add a cocktail or a mocktail for £3 more.
No, remember we heard that was actually not what you do. Not a thing? Yeah. So pinky away.
Although tea is clearly the main event here, for my fellow addicts, you'll be pleased to know coffee was also included. Something to note, make sure you check the menu for additional fees and some service charges that may be added to your final bill. Another quick tip, during this experience, we learned the hard way, but if you're visiting from another country, when they bring you a credit card reader, they'll ask you if you want to pay in your normal currency or the local currency. Make sure you choose the local currency, which would be in the British pound, and just let your credit card convert it later. To my knowledge, if you choose your normal currency, it instantly converts it for you based on the exchange rate that day, but for an additional charge. The views from the bathroom alone at this hotel were incredible. The menu changes regularly, and it is often themed around seasons. Their signature dessert is even an edible replica of the Shard.
All right, you fix it, Dad. You fix it. How is it?
£78 per person before an add-on drink might fall into tourist trap category, but we had to try it for ourselves, and we were not disappointed. The next day, we were up bright and early for our day trip to the famous Stonehenge.
Are you telling me that this is it?
Stonehenge is a World Heritage Site located at Salisbury Plain that dates back to approximately 3100 BC. And although the reason for its construction is still unknown, speculation ranges from everything from human sacrifice to astronomy. By the way, guided tours, in my opinion, are always a must. That's what makes the guided tours so interesting. Discussing the history and possible theories about how it was built and where it came from are part of the experience. And if you are traveling across the world world to London and you're already this close, you might as well come and see it for yourself. Stonehenge was something we've been dying to see for so long, so we were stoked to find a guided tour by bus that included transportation, with the pickup spot being a 35-minute walk from our hotel. Taking a scenic tour with a guide full of knowledge and fun facts to educate you during your experience is something I definitely recommend. We booked a half-day tour through booking.com, and our guide Jim through Golden Tours was the absolute best and had a great sense of humor.
Yeah.
Quick tip, don't forget you might find the best deals when you book direct. Something I wish we learned sooner. Departing from London, you have a few options and can choose to do a half-day tour or a full-day tour, which may include a stop in Bath. But either way, having a live guide to point out fun facts and interesting sights along your route definitely makes the trip more enjoyable. Something to note, you can only get so close to Stonehenge on the day tours. However, if you're willing to get up at the crack of dawn and are able to set an entire day aside, you can go for a sunrise tour, which allows you to actually walk through Stonehenge, which looks incredible and something I'm definitely considering for our next trip to London. While at Stonehenge, I got a pretty incredible surprise when I was asked if I wanted to feed some of the crows. Sorry, ravens.
How brave are you feeling? Oh, I'm brave. Can you get on video? Stick your hand out.
Whoa. There you go. Hey. What type of birds are those?
Are they ravens or are they crows?
They're
cravens.
Yeah, there's crows, there's ravens.
Yeah, I did.
And it happens at Stonehenge. It's like kind of just like imagine.
Yeah, they've upstaged Stonehenge.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
This was completely unexpected and a real treat. Overall, this experience is a must-do in my opinion, and one you do not want to miss on your trip to London. By the way, if you're enjoying this video so far, don't forget to subscribe for more Girl Meets Sky adventures. As I mentioned earlier, coming from Ireland, we landed in London around 7:30 p.m. from Heathrow Airport. From there, we took a 40-minute Uber to our hotel, WildeApart Hotels in Covent Garden. Friendly reminder, although deal sites are a great place to browse when looking for hotels, so far, every time we've booked a stay direct, we've actually saved money. And with this company, we even got an extra discount when we booked through mobile. I wasn't sure what to expect with WildeApart Hotels, but the name makes sense once you see it in person. It's basically a hotel and an apartment combined, with a small lobby and elevator inside. Each room feels like its own tiny apartment, but although small, the layout is pretty practical. Downstairs was always complimentary water, lemonade, or hot chocolate, and friendly staff, giving a surprisingly cozy vibe. By the way, make sure you look up the actual location of the WildeApart hotel you plan to stay at, and not just the photos online, because there are a few. And we originally booked a different area, one with stunning views of the city through giant windows, but we hadn't realized this location was on a street full of graffiti everywhere, which made us a little uncomfortable. But luckily, we called and they were super friendly and helped us change to the Covent Garden location instead, which actually felt totally safe and ended up being an amazing location. Covent Garden is in the West End and the heart of London's theatre district, known for musicals and operas year-round. After checking in and dropping off our luggage, we made the short 8-minute walk to what is now Miradora rooftop restaurant Tequileria, where I had booked dinner reservations for us.
All right, we made it. We're in London. We're at the first place. And what is the first meal going to be?
Fish and chips.
As it was planned. Okay.
Look at the view.
Oh yeah, check the view.
Previously known as Garden Rooftop, Miradora is a vibrant rooftop restaurant located on the 10th floor above Assembly Hotel, offering Mexican-inspired dining and delicious drinks. And for our first time in London, you couldn't beat the view.
We're reenacting that film. We're sleeping. That over there, whatever you want.
Boy, you sure polished that drink off.
I feel like it's my birthday.
Is that your birthday till then?
It's like my birthday here. It's like my birthday.
I think she's over there.
When I was younger, I used to love going to the Rainforest Cafe, and the floral decorations reminded me of a similar, more adult version. They also had some virgin cocktails, which for someone who doesn't normally drink is always appreciated. Prices are what you'd expect, especially with the view, and London in general is known for being on the pricier side, so just keep that in mind. I can't speak for the change in ownership, but when we were there, everything was wonderful, and I'd highly recommend for a girls' night out.
Our hotel has drinks in the lobby. Yesterday they had some kind of alcoholic drink and water, and now they have hot chocolate in the morning. Pretty cool.
The next morning, we made the 6-minute walk to Radio Rooftop, a chic rooftop bar on the 10th floor of the Me London Hotel. We sat by the window, but right outside was a breathtaking panoramic view of London's skyline, showcasing landmarks like Tower Bridge, the Shard, Big Ben, the London Eye, and more. The vibe was a 10, but the service was so-so. The food was good, but nothing spectacular, and the vibe overall felt like a great place to have a fancy business meeting or grabbing a cup of coffee with a friend. But the views alone are definitely worth checking out. Stepping outside, I was way too excited to see some red double-decker buses that instantly gave me all the London feels. Of course, I had to stop and take some photos with the iconic red telephone booths as well. Something I've been dying to do practically my entire life, no big deal. We walked around for a bit and caught some gorgeous sights while crossing the Waterloo Bridge, overlooking the River Thames and the London Eye, which we plan to visit again later in our stay.
We got river cruise.
Eventually, we found our way to the next stop on my list, a really unique area called the Graffiti Tunnel, where we caught some local street artists contributing to the giant underground canvas spanning 300 meters long. Unlike other street art hubs, this creative scene allows artists to express themselves, even if it means painting over a previous design. When I was a teenager, I painted the characters from The Nightmare Before Christmas on the walls of my room, and I immediately had the urge to participate. But seeing as I didn't have my paint set with me, I had to settle for a little self-promo instead. By the way, you could check out some of my original music on Spotify under the name Desh Please. After coming out the other side of the tunnel and witnessing another piece of art, we realized we were in much need of a pick-me-up and decided to try the local coffee chain Pret. To someone visiting London for the first time, Pret seems to be as popular as Starbucks in the US, although I personally wasn't blown away. If you fancy trying it out, there's one practically on every corner.
Well, so far London is everything I want it to be. The weather is perfect. It's not raining on us, but it's overcast.
The weather's been really nice.
It's my hair.
Fixable.
The one is on the wrong side.
No, this is... Look at my hair. You think your hair's bad. Mine is just having a day. Is it better?
Unfixable.
Next, we headed to Borough Market, one of London's largest and oldest wholesale and retail food markets, dating back around 1,000 years.
Cheese. Oh my gosh, all the cheese, babe. Oh my gosh, the cheese. The cheese. Look at that all. I want all the cheese, guys. Cheese. And more cheese. Yeah, this is definitely like famous. Yeah, this is Borough Market.
After our visit to the Shard for tea, we took a stroll through Potter's Fields Park and made our way to Tower Bridge, often mistakenly called London Bridge.
Loving London. The weather is actually warmer than expected. Mysterious building, we don't know what it is. Tower Bridge.
Tower Bridge is a functional suspension bridge over the River Thames and was originally built to address East London's growing traffic needs. Crossing Tower Bridge is free, but if you wish, you could pay to see the exhibition as well. It was pretty crowded, but definitely a highlight for me.
Look at the view.
6 minutes away is Tower of London, a historic fortress, infamous prison, and royal palace on the north bank of the River Thames. Known for housing the famous crown jewels, this museum is one of London's most visited attractions. Fun fact, 6 ravens, known as the Guardians of the Tower, roam the tower grounds, looked after by the Raven Master. This is based on a legend that the tower will fall if they leave, adding both superstition and charm to this historic site. By the way, I am obsessed with crows, or in this case, ravens. And although the ravens were not about when we were there, Chris did get me some raven souvenirs to take home. I absolutely love. Next, we headed to a place I found on Instagram I was super excited about called Jinbo Law, a rooftop skybar on the 14th floor of Hotel Saint with breathtaking views of many iconic buildings like the Walkie, Talkie, the Gherkin, the Shard, and the directly adjacent St. Botolph's Church, Aldgate. We got there right when they opened, and we were told we could see wherever we liked. And something to know about me, when the weather's nice, and to be honest, even when it's not, I'm always going to choose to sit outside on the terrace, especially when it has an amazing view. As we were admiring the view from the patio, the bartender came out to greet us, and when he heard we were newly engaged and it was our first time in London, he brought us a round of celebratory shooters. So unexpected and such a nice surprise. Speaking of warm welcome, coming from Ireland, we were expecting similar weather. However, believe it or not, in the middle of April, not only did it not rain once on us in London, it was actually a scorcher. I know, we couldn't believe it either, which is a great reminder that as much as you try to plan accordingly, weather is often unpredictable. So I recommend wearing layers, and it doesn't hurt to keep a tiny travel-size umbrella in your bag if you can fit one. Needless to say, it got toasty on us fast, so we moved inside with air conditioning where we still got an amazing view. The staff here was simply unmatched. The drinks here were really fun, and it was definitely a vibe. Easily 5 out of 5. Oh, Mom cut off Dad's heels. What was it called?
It's a push thing. Rotating like door. I don't know what you call it.
Dad's heels are left.
Revolving door.
After drinks, we thought we'd make an impromptu stop at the iconic Sky Garden. But once we got there and saw a sign outside with a QR code to scan, it was only then we realized they were completely booked for the rest of the day. So, little tip, if you want to try and snag a seat here, be sure to make a reservation well in advance, as this place is pretty popular. Killing some time before dinner, we made a short stop at a place we stumbled upon called Brewdog, which was huge inside with some outdoor seating as well. And they even had coffee. Next, we headed to Coppa Club, where I had reserved dinner for us in one of their outdoor igloos. We arrived a little early and had some drinks and a snack at the indoor bar. Oh, and more coffee, of course. Finally, our igloo was ready.
Hey, cheers.
The ambiance here was so unique and fun. We had a great view of the Shard and Tower Bridge. Our server was incredible as well.
How fun is this?
I like the Coppa hot.
It's very fun. This is a really cool idea.
This would be fun if it was raining in here.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
We tried a few different drinks and shared some pizza, and it made for a great way to wrap up the night. Honestly, great for any occasion, whether you're on a date with family or celebrating a special event with friends. The view was stunning, and especially at night once it got dark and the sky was full of city lights.
Cuban missionary style.
No, it's not. They didn't say it's not.
Right.
He's the one that said it sounds dirty, okay?
Let's try it and tell us how dirty it tastes.
Yeah,
Okay.
she says style. I didn't say style.
Well,
That's a good position. I mean, a drink.
wow, inappropriate.
Would you like one as well?
The next day, after our amazing trip to Stonehenge, we stopped by Marble Arch before heading to an immersive art experience by Frameless and Marble Arch Palace that was pretty interesting.
No, it's like a chest of a man.
I didn't really know what to expect, but it was really unique. Several rooms with interactive art exhibits featuring well-known artists like Vincent van Gogh's and Salvador Dali's most famous works of art, reimagined with sound effects and music to match. Each room had its own vibe with a different medium showcased. We took our time to appreciate each one and even stopped to enjoy a coffee and a light lunch at their indoor cafe.
Cheers.
Refueled, we hopped on a bus and headed toward the London Eye, where we had booked a river cruise. By the way, the buses and the subway are definitely the cheapest way to get around in London. However, they can be a little confusing for tourists. So give yourself plenty of time to get to your destination if you plan to take one of these to save money. Once in the London Eye, we met our group at the pier, where we departed on a 40-minute guided River Thames cruise. This tour was packed with fun facts, which is how we learned that the London Bridge is often mistaken for Tower Bridge. The weather ended up being perfect and the scenery was stunning. We passed sites like Tower Bridge, Big Ben, and the Shard, and it was a great way to relax and enjoy some of London's iconic skyline. Definitely recommend this guided tour, and my only complaint is that I wish it would have lasted a little bit longer. After our cruise, we headed to the Shard for the second time to check out GḵNG at Shangri-La Hotel. GḵNG is on the 52nd floor, making it the highest hotel bar in London, featuring late-night cocktails, a seasonal menu, and a spectacular view of London's city lights. The food was good and the drinks were great, but the views were incredible. Definitely a date night vibe overall, and although on the pricier side, a really cool experience, and I wouldn't mind going again. The next morning, we headed to a rooftop restaurant called Duck and Waffle for brunch. You take a clear elevator up to the 40th floor of 110 Bishopgate, where they have waffles and a bar open 24/7. Yeah, you heard that right.
What do we think of the mimosa? It's good.
Just tastes fresh.
Excellent.
The service was great. They even gave us a surprise dessert to celebrate our engagement. But something to know, many restaurants like this that offer amazing views usually require reservations and a deposit per person or a minimum spend in order to book.
My dad just said I could not try a piece of his scone. How rude.
After brunch, we walked around the city for a bit, enjoying the scenery, before making our way to our guided hop-on, hop-off double-decker bus to tour more of the city. This was one of those London moments I had been dreaming of. Since I was little, I've always wanted to ride on the signature double-decker buses in London, and for my inner child, this was a dream come true. By the way, London has some of the most unique pub names I have ever heard. If you know the lore behind some of these, please share in the comments below. The tour guides were awesome and super informative, even sharing some insight to the city's quirky history. According to our tour guides, in Belgravia, legend has it that the Duke of Westminster required all houses on his estate to be painted a specific shade of white, supposedly from a paint factory his family controlled, to maintain a uniform look. They also shared that a historical window tax led many homeowners to board up or brick over windows to avoid fees. I found this all fascinating, but I struggled to find concrete evidence, especially about the paint monopoly with the Duke when trying to dive deeper into this. So for our London locals, please set the record straight. Is this just a myth or a true story? Let me know in the comments. Unfortunately, we ended up getting caught in a huge traffic jam since there was a protest going on, which had us parked for quite a while between Piccadilly Circus and Trafalgar Square. This delay caused us to miss some tours we had planned on attending, so keep in mind, if you're late to any of the hop-on, hop-off tours, even by 5 minutes in our case, they will leave without you, and it may be impossible to catch up. Believe me, we tried. Having just missed the Jack the Ripper tour and now finding ourselves with time for another coffee break, we stopped in a chain I had never heard of called Joe and the Juice, whose logo reminded me a bit of Mad Men.
You can understand.
My mom is literally holding up the line at the coffee shop. There was no line when we got here, and that was the line.
I really wish we had time to visit the Rolling Stone shop at Carnaby 9. The unexpected protest traffic took up a big chunk of our day that we had set aside for touristy things, and I'm still kicking myself for not making it over there. But it's definitely a stop I'm making a priority the next time we visit London. Despite some setbacks, a happy accident was stumbling upon an adorable hidden gem right near the docks called Emilia's, a family-owned Italian restaurant with handcrafted pasta and almost everything on the menu made directly in-house.
Last day of the trip. Ready for some Italian food?
Yeah, look at the view.
Yeah? Yeah, let's see. We've got this view behind us. Lots of boats. Water. Here's our table. Now you can see it. Best table in the whole place, and we got it.
We happened to snag the last 2 tables outside with a view before the dinner rush.
Last dinner of the trip. All right, we couldn't have asked for better weather today. There's our way. Yay!
What are you getting to drink?
Italian beer.
I'm trying an alcohol-free version of the same beer.
Bold choice there. Living on the wild side again.
Oh, that's good. Oh my gosh. Wow. He's gonna be mad at you. Thank you. Look at that.
Hey, look at that.
Make me one with a tomato.
It's a fun, colorful one.
Yeah.
The food was delicious, the service was great, and the ambiance was perfect. This was one of our favorite dining places, and it wasn't even on my radar. Highly recommended for a delicious meal and a relaxing atmosphere if you find yourself wanting to sneak away from the hustle and bustle of the busy city for just a bit.
Cheers.
That looks good. Now you gotta try it for us.
On the way back to our hotel, we ended up walking through Covent Garden and were completely surprised to find it packed with people out for a bite or some late night shopping. It was such a vibe. I had no idea this area had a whole nightlife to it, and I really wish we had one more day to experience it. Definitely recommend staying here, and make sure to set aside some time to experience the nightlife if you're here on the weekend.
You take a picture of this.
I'm taking a picture of you.
This was our last night in London, and I think Chris could sense I was a little disappointed not making it to some of the sites I was really looking forward to on our list. We had to leave by 7 a.m. the next morning to check out of our hotel and head to the airport, but he totally surprised me by offering to get up at the crack of dawn to try and catch a glimpse of Abbey Road Studios before our flight. And of course, I was down. So on our last morning in London, that's exactly what we did. Fortunately, we were able to find an awesome early bird Uber driver who was happy to take some photos of us while we attempted to recreate the famous Beatles cover from their iconic album Abbey Road. What a guy. I would love to record here one day. Self-proclaimed the world's first recording studio, this historic site has been creating magic for over 93 years, with legends from the Beatles, Pink Floyd, Oasis, Amy Winehouse and Stevie Wonder, to Lady Gaga, Frank Ocean, Sam Smith, and Morgan Wallen, to name a few. And even video game scores for projects with Halo, Call of Duty, Final Fantasy, and World of Warcraft. Of course, I had to leave a little evidence I was here as well. And for the locals, you might even catch my music being played on And Radio from Southampton. Shout out to Martin Perry. So, is London worth the hefty price tag? For us, absolutely. We had an unforgettable time. We got pictures at Stonehenge, got to visit the Shard and see some of the most gorgeous views of the city, and even got to meet some really cool locals that made our trip all the more memorable. Well, that about wraps up my first time in London and the final leg of our European trip. By the way, if you haven't already, check out my videos on our trips to Amsterdam and Ireland, packed with some of my favorite attractions, best scenic spots, and some helpful tips and mistakes to avoid along the way. Well, we're off to the breathtaking Bora Bora for the honeymoon of our dreams. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, share with a friend, and don't forget to subscribe for more Girl Meets Guide adventures. And I'll see you in the next one.
Tree inside this little bistro. 2 of them.
Bye, guys.
'Cause you see the silver shade.